Did you know that the richest man who ever lived wasn't Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, but an African king? We are diving into the fascinating history of precolonial Africa, exploring the mighty empires that shaped the continent long before European interference. Forget the outdated colonial narratives. We are uncovering the truth about powerful kingdoms, thriving trade networks, and rich cultural traditions that flourished for centuries. Let's start with one of the earliest and most influential West African empires, Ghana. But don't go looking for it in modern-day Ghana. The Ghana Empire, which existed from around 300 to 1200 CE, was actually located in southeastern Mauritania and western Mali. Its capital, Kumbisola, was a major center of trade. Ghana's wealth came from its control of the trans-Saharan trade routes. Primarily, they taxed the movement of gold and salt, the lifeblood of the desert economy. Arab scholars, writing centuries ago, documented Ghana's power and influence, solidifying its place in history. Now, let's journey to the Mali Empire, which rose to prominence around 1230 CE. Founded by Sundiata Keita, Mali reached its peak under the reign of Musa in the 14th century. The Mali Empire stretched along the Niger River, encompassing parts of modern-day Mali, Senegal, Guinea, and several other West African nations. Niamey is often cited as its capital, though its exact location remains a topic of debate among historians. Musa's legendary pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 to 1325 cemented his place in history. He traveled with a massive entourage and distributed so much gold in Cairo that it caused significant inflation, impacting the regional economy for years to come. The Mali Empire left an indelible mark on West Africa, spreading Islam, the Mandinka language and culture, and sophisticated administrative practices. Following the decline of the Mali Empire, the Songhai Empire emerged as the dominant power in the region. From 1464 to 1591, under rulers like Sunni Ali and Askir Muhammad I, Songhai controlled a vast territory centered on Gao, in present-day Mali and Niger. The cities of Timbuktu and Jen flourished as centers of trade, learning, and Islamic scholarship. Askir Muhammad I established a complex bureaucracy, standardized weights and measures, and promoted Islamic law, making Songhai a formidable political and economic force. The Songhai Empire met its end in 1591, defeated by the Saudi dynasty of Morocco at the Battle of Tondebai. But West Africa wasn't the only region with powerful empires. The Aksumite Empire, in present-day Ethiopia and Eritrea, thrived from around 50 to 960 CE. Its capital, Aksum, was a major trading hub, connecting Africa with the Roman world and the Arabian Peninsula. The Aksumites were among the first in the region to mint their own coinage and adopt Christianity as the state religion in the 4th century under King Izana. Moving westward, around Lake Chad, we find the Kanambonu Empire. From roughly 700 to 1893, this state held sway over territory spanning modern-day Chad, Nigeria, Niger, and several other countries. With early power centered at Njimi, and later Benin Gazagomo, rulers like Idris Aluma shaped and grew its influence. Then there's the Benin Kingdom, in present-day southern Nigeria, which flourished from around 1180 to 1897. Its capital, Benin City, was renowned for its intricate bronze and ivory artwork and its impressive city planning. The Benin Kingdom's legacy endures in its art and cultural traditions, despite its destruction by a British punitive expedition in 1897. To the west of Benin, the Oyo Empire emerged around 1300, dominating southwestern Nigeria and neighboring areas. Its capital, Oyo, was a center of political and military power, known for its strong cavalry and Yoruba cultural influence. Finally, let's look at the Ethiopian Empire, one of the longest-lived imperial traditions in Africa. From around 1270 to 1974, the Solomonic dynasty ruled the Ethiopian highlands, maintaining a unique cultural and religious identity. These empires were all interconnected through complex trade networks. The trans-Saharan trade routes linked West Africa to North Africa and the Mediterranean, facilitating the exchange of gold, salt, slaves, kola nuts, textiles, and even books and manuscripts. Trade corridors connected Ghana, Mali, and Songhai to Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and Egypt, while the Lake Chad states traded with Fezon and North Africa. The Swahili coast city-states were connected to the Indian Ocean world. These empires challenged the outdated colonial narrative that Africa lacked civilization before European intervention. They possessed sophisticated systems of taxation, diplomacy, armies, trade, urban centers, legal institutions, and scholarly traditions. They were not isolated, they were active participants in a wider Afro-Eurasian world system. These empires played a crucial role in the spread of Islam in Africa. Islam often spread through trade, scholarship, and elite conversion, gradually shaping the cultural and religious landscape of the continent. Furthermore, these empires influenced language and culture across vast regions, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to shape Africa today. The Mali Empire, in particular, helped spread the Mandinka language and cultural traditions throughout West Africa. So, the next time you see a map of pre-colonial Africa, remember the stories behind those borders. Remember the powerful rulers, the bustling trade routes, and the rich cultural traditions that shaped the continent long before European colonialism. Africa's history is complex, diverse, and fascinating, and it's time to tell the full story. The story of powerful empires, forgotten wealth, and a vibrant heritage that continues to inspire today. African scholars were not passive recipients of Islam but adapted Islamic learning to local political and social realities. West Africa has a long history of locally rooted Islamic scholarship. Timbuktu, Jen, and other centers produced generations of scholars tied to local courts and merchant networks. The Benin Kingdom's capital had extensive earthworks and walls often described as among the largest pre-modern art systems in the world. Estimates for the Benin earthworks vary widely, but some studies suggest thousands of kilometers of banks and ditches across the wider region. But even before European cartography, Africa had many maps. African geographic knowledge was transmitted through oral routes, pilgrim networks, merchant itineraries, Islamic scholarship, and local mapping practices. Europeans often undercredited African sources of geographic knowledge.